Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Mizuki Arts, and I have a pretty exciting announcement to make. My first picture book, Petunia's Butterfly Parade, is coming out November 20th. You can head to the description box below for all the details, including a short description of the book. But if you clicked on this video, you're here to talk about long projects and how I tackled them, and how you can tackle them too. I have attempted to make picture books in the past. I made one in high school and finished it up like last fall, I think, or last spring. I don't really remember. But I never ended up releasing it anywhere because I wasn't happy with how it looked. I had just taken so long to make it that my skills had pretty much advanced beyond beyond, I think, reusing things. But the first thing I did was make all these little thumbnails so that I could show my ideas off, because I did this project in a class. I'm in drawing 3 right now. I have 1 month left, but my professor was kind enough to allow me to do my picture book as a project in the class. And so I got to work, and I would have check-ins with her every once in a while to just see where I was in the process, and she'd say, okay, I want you to work on this next, I want you to work on this, and I really recommend that to anyone who is looking to do something like this, whether that be a comic, picture book, large collection of work. Like, have someone check in with you once in a while. This can be like going to a cafe and like I don't know, if you're like friends with one of the people that works there, like, just talk to someone that you meet up with regularly about it, someone who's going to want to hear about it. Obviously, you know, don't hold anyone hostage that doesn't want to hear about your project, but like, it can be a parent, a sibling, a friend, pretty much anyone, you know. It helps to have a separate environment to go to, which is why I brought up the example of a cafe. Like, if you have a friend who like works in a place where you can sit down and work, that really helps. And of course, work on your own at home too. For me personally, I benefited a lot from changing environments and also changing like what parts of the project I worked on. It was easier for me to see myself making progress that way. I don't know if that makes sense. But for reference, I collage my paintings. So I would plan out a whole bunch of pages, right? And then I would sketch all the little pieces, like you've been seeing on screen. And then I would line a whole bunch of pages, like the inking. I'd start the coloring and just bounce around from page to page. And it really helped me because I never really got bored. I was always working on something different, and then when time came to cut things out, I could do a whole bunch at once, and then my hands would be exhausted, and I could work on something else in the meantime. And there were things to do on days that I was art blocked, you know, like I could work on backgrounds, or just do something small that would be inconsequential, like, you know, research like page sizes and trims and bleeds and everything, which is so complicated, by the way. I still barely understand that stuff. But you know, that was something I could work on while I was like feeling art blocked and like I just didn't want to draw. I think it also helps to work on a couple different things at once. Like I said, I like to bounce around with the pages, but I was also in other classes and I had personal projects that weren't, you know, the picture book. Like I was still doing my regular artwork, I was doodling, I was doing all my assignments for my other classes and everything. So I wanted to work on my picture book when I finally got a chance to like sit down for an hour or two and just work on Petunia and Barry, my 2 fairy characters, and their cute little adventure. Something I recommend for getting started with these big projects is to just set like a little bit of time aside to write and journal and doodle and all that. That's so helpful for thinking of ideas that last. Like sometimes you get really excited about an idea, but you don't develop it enough before you start it, and you don't realize there's like problems with it. I've done that a lot in the past, and so I started like writing down little stories in the notes app of my iPad, mostly because I have my iPad with me like most of the time. Like I take it with me to class, I always have it with me at home. I don't take it to work, obviously, but like, it's around most of the time. So if I'm sitting there, like at the end of a long day, my brain is fried and I don't want to get out my sketchbook, I can just open the notes app on my iPad and start jotting down different ideas or whatever. And the ones that stick, like the ones that I think about for days and days and days, I will develop a little further, and then I'll pull out my sketchbook and I'll start doodling and thumbnailing and everything. Like just this past week, I thumbnailed out my second picture book because I love the characters that I created for this one, and I want to keep going. I want to keep making stories about them. I think they're wonderful. I think they're adorable. And I'm really excited about them. I think I also recommend a lot planning like it's inevitable, and I'll explain what I mean. What I mean is to set deadlines for yourself, to constantly be preparing to show your ideas off, like have thumbnails, have sketches, have something to show when you're talking about your plan with these characters, and talk about it with someone. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, talk to someone who's interested in hearing about it and someone who's going to ask about it, and set deadlines for yourself. Say, I'm going to show you this on this date. Like if you aren't in like art school, or you aren't, in that situation where you have like someone who can hold you accountable in like an assignment sort of way, it can be literally anyone. It can be a friend, it can be another artist who's also maybe, using you for that same kind of purpose, like talking about your passion projects and everything. Like you guys can help each other out. It's really great. And obviously, you want to set yourself up for success, so make sure you're researching while you do this so that your project will work on like a technical level, but just make sure you're planning as though you're going to be showing lots of people your idea and you want to sell them on it. So give yourself deadlines, give yourself visuals, give yourself everything you need to make it actually real. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I also liked a variety of my workflow, and like always knowing like I have the option to work on something else. So find your workflow, whatever that is. If it's like mine, where you just want to bounce around and work on a whole bunch of things at once, without really focusing too much on any one thing, then that's great, because I really recommend that. It's awesome to be able to kind of see your project all at once in front of you. Thumbnails can function that way too, but I like to see like a whole bunch of half finished things so that I can root out visual problems, if that makes sense. Like I can set all my unfinished pages out in front of me and look and go, that doesn't look right, that looks weird, these characters like aren't on model or whatever. Like you can root out problems that way. I would call that like setting yourself up for success. I've had teachers who like to like handle every detail of their workflow down to like how they dress to work. I personally, I work in my pajamas. That's when I do my best work. But then I also know artists who, they come to class and they're dressed up to the, I don't know what the phrase is, to the nines. I don't think that's it. They're just dressed really well, and they look like they're heading to a meeting or something, and not like they're about to go mess with like paint or whatever, or charcoal, and get really messy. Just like get yourself to a point where you're like comfortable working, and think about the details that matter to you. For me, I like to work at like my kitchen table a lot too when I'm having trouble sitting down and working. Obviously I work at my desk a lot, but that's not always neat. I feel like I have to work on that a little bit more, like cleaning up between projects, because I love to work in places where I can just clean up really, really quick, and be done for the day. And then the next time I come and sit down, like it's clean. I can set out only what I need and kind of focus that way. In the same vein, I recommend setting aside little bits of time to work on your project, even if it's just 20 minutes in a day. Like that's better than nothing. Like it feels so much better to go to bed at night knowing that you made a little bit of progress towards your goal rather than nothing at all. Do it every day and do it consistently, even if it's just a little bit. It helps a lot, I promise. In addition, I recommend doing the scariest part of your project in the middle of it. For me, this was purchasing the ISBN number for my book. I knew it was scary for me, and I sort of saved it for like the middle of the end of the book, if that makes sense. Like I was still formatting the pages and the cover and everything, and I was too far along for like just giving up. But I knew it needed to happen if this project was ever going to be like finished. So, I went and I purchased my ISBN number, and it was really super simple. All I had to do was fill out the details for my book, make a payment of about $100, and like, attach the title and book description and everything to it. But, yeah, it was really not that scary. And once it was over, it was like this huge weight had lifted off my shoulders, and I was able to focus on the formatting of the book, knowing that I was going to be, successfully completing it, and I didn't have to worry at that point. And finally, here are some of my last tips regarding long projects, especially picture books. You want to visualize your success, whatever that means for you, holding the finished product in hand, keeping a like digital log of all the pages like scanned in and formatted as you're still working on others, recording videos of yourself like formatting stuff, painting things, whatever, just so that you can see like, oh look, my project is actually worth finishing. I've actually made a lot of progress on this. So don't give up halfway. Your project is worth finishing because it was worth putting this much time into. And also just know that trying is not embarrassing. Maybe that sounds weird, but I'm terrified of like failing as an author and an illustrator, but I try to remember that like trying and failing is not like a bad thing. Trying is more than what most people can do towards these like artsy projects, so just give it your all. Don't give up. Set yourself up for success and everything. Talk to people about your project like it's inevitable. Set deadlines for yourself. Show up because it matters, because your project matters, and being creatively fulfilled matters. It's incredibly exciting to hold the proof for my picture book in hand. I promise it's worth it. I'm so excited for my book to come out. It's coming out November 20th. So, look at the description box and you can see a full summary of how the story goes. It's super cute. It stars Petunia, a butterfly painter fairy, and also her best friend Barry, who's also really adorable. So please check it out, and check it out when it's all released and everything too. I'll make a community post announcement here. I'm so excited about it. It's really been quite the journey to get to this point. Good luck with your own projects too. That's super exciting. And here's the proof too. There you go, a little sneak peek. I'm pretty excited about this, guys.
We are interrupting this regularly scheduled program to tell you to go check out my Etsy shop. Since fairies have overtaken my sketchbook and my life, my shop has become the ultimate fairy lover's dream. With products ranging from stickers, pins, and prints to original paintings, I've got it all. All of my stickers are printed on waterproof vinyl, and my prints are on high-quality, durable, matte photo paper. So if you're watching this video, there's probably a fairy that's perfect for you. Whether you're looking for stickers, prints, paintings, or pins, head to www.etsy.com/shop/mizuki-art-studio.
Real quick before I end the video, I'd like to give a shout out to my Ko-fi supporters. So thank you so much to Ashley, Savvy, Tiffany, and Lilycorn. Your guys' support means the world to me, and it allows me to keep making videos just like this one. If you would like to join my Ko-fi page, there will be a link in the description box down below where you can get all these benefits and so much more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wish you the best of luck with your projects. Please let me know what you're working on down in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye!